Meeting centres have been going in the Netherlands for about 20 years, and there are now around 120 Dutch local centres. They provide relatively low-cost community support for people living with dementia and for their families. Research has already demonstrated that they make a big difference to how people adjust to and how they cope to living with dementia. When I first heard about them, I thought they could provide a really good way for the UK to help people post-diagnosis, to help them to make a good adjustment to living with dementia. Meeting centres have a number of essential features. At their heart, there is a community-based club that operates for around 10 to 15 people per day, usually operating between 3 and 5 days a week. The club is set in an ordinary life setting, such as a community centre, not in a hospital or a care home. And what happens at the club is driven by the needs of the members living with dementia and by their families. Everything is geared up to help people feel more confident, that they're not alone, that they're better informed and better able to cope. Both for the person living with dementia and for their family, they both get time and space to really talk to people who understand. The model was developed by Professor Rosemary Drews and her team at the VU Medical Centre at University of Amsterdam. Over the years, they've developed a way of planning meeting centres in local communities, bringing together health, social care, voluntary organisations and community groups, and local movers and shakers. Each meeting centre therefore meets the needs of its local community. My team at University of Worcester were invited to be part of the research project that would translate this wealth of knowledge that they're generated in the Netherlands to see whether we could adapt it for use in the UK and also in Italy and Poland. The research funding enables us to set up at least one pilot meeting centre in each of those countries and then evaluate its impact and cost effectiveness. To do this, in the UK, we needed to find an organisation who would work with us to implement this first meeting centre. And we approached the Alzheimer's Society and they agreed to come on board.
We chose to be the implementation partner for the first 2 meeting centre services. This has utilised our expertise in the planning and demonstration of community-based service delivery. We worked as part of the UK project team to help identify facilitators and barriers to the implementation of the first meeting centre in Droitwich Spa. We also identified funds for service delivery. The reasons we decided to take part were that we knew our staff and volunteers would be delivering an evidence-based service that would make a difference to people affected by dementia. The service is innovative because it is built around the adjustment to change model. We knew we would be contributing to the evaluation of the service as well as supporting its dissemination. The support programme includes public information sessions where anyone can come to the meeting centre and learn more about dementia. It fits really well with dementia-friendly communities and raising awareness of dementia locally.
Experience from the Netherlands suggests there are 2 key requirements for a successful and sustainable meeting centre. The first is a population of around 5,000 older people, and the second is a strong sense of local community. In the UK, this fits very well with the dementia-friendly communities approach. We chose Droitwich Spa as the first site for our pilot centre because it is a typical Worcestershire market town. It serves as a centre for a number of surrounding local villages with a total population of around 22,000 people.
The Dutch model has a set programme of community engagement, which can take a variable time period. We took a year of planning to set up the first meeting centre from scratch. The first event is an information meeting where everyone who has an interest in supporting people with dementia in this community is invited to learn about it. From this big meeting, about 20 people from different organisations came forward to form a meeting centre initiative group to undertake the detailed planning. This included the Alzheimer's Society, Age UK, local GPs, NHS trusts and the memory assessment services. It also included community groups such as the Older People's Forum, community transport and local businesses, including a firm of local solicitors. Once the meeting centre is open, this initiative planning group becomes the advisory group and community engagement continues to grow.
I got involved because the meeting centre model moves away from traditional care with bespoke, individually tailored support that fits around people's needs and interests. It's a person-centred approach that helps people maintain their sense of self and sustain social relationships in their community. This community connection and involvement is also really important for carers who receive support from the centre too. It's this combination of being person-centred, having a local community focus and carer support that makes it a unique and formidable service. It's been a privilege to be involved with a truly innovative service that aims to ensure that living with dementia is enjoyed and not endured.
We advise and support people over the age of 50 in the community living with dementia. We got involved with the Meeting Centre programme because it brings together everyone, including the person living with dementia, their family, staff, volunteers, professionals, with all their skills and energy. I was actively involved in the planning group and now chair the advisory group. It's a great way of connecting with everyone who cares about what happens to people living with dementia in this community. If I had the time, I'd volunteer at the centre. I think it's wonderful.
We got involved because we are members of the Droitwich Spa Older People's Forum. The forum is there to ensure that older people have a voice in all decision making and that older people don't get overlooked. So when the meeting centre was proposed, it was obvious that we would want to be involved.
It's a marvellous resource for both the person with dementia and the carer. It does mean that life hasn't finished. People still meet to do normal things, and most people are part of a club of some sort, so it's great that people are still involved socially. The carers know they can get support and information. They can be confident that the person they care for will enjoy themselves at the meeting centre.
The meeting centre in Droitwich Spa opens 3 days a week between 10 and 4. We employ 3 members of staff and have a group of volunteers who are trained in the meeting centre ethos and techniques. There's a planned activity programme. This is driven by the needs of members and the Adjusting to Change model, which aims to build confidence and social networks. All the activities are for members, and quite often family members join in too, particularly the dancing, movement and reminiscence activities. We work closely with the community, and some activities are delivered by local people. For example, the Droitwich Civic Society come in and run a group for people interested in local history. Members are encouraged to bring their talents and skills into the meeting centre, things like wood turning, art and bell ringing, and members shop for and prepare the lunch together. They often do things at the meeting centre that they might not try at home. It's friendly, warm and fun, and it's really great to see the social networks develop.
My role at the meeting centre is to support the person living with dementia and the family member through a combined approach. This is by us looking at the adjustment to change coping model and looking at areas where they may need support in adjusting to living well with dementia. We can do this through the activities that we provide, because all activities are very inclusive. We look at the person's interests, their abilities, what they'd like to do, and we also focus on what the family members would like to do as well. Some family members choose to stay, which is absolutely fine and brilliant, and some also choose to go and come back, which is also fine. But what supports them the most is what we will work with.
My time at the meeting centre is enjoyable, and it's certainly not what I thought it was going to be. I thought because I've only had experience of people in dementia later on, I sort of thought that it was going to be like that, but it's not. It's not at all. It's not. There's all sorts of different people here. It's not just about the person who's got Alzheimer's or dementia. It's about the family, and it feels like we're a family already Although we haven't really known each other long, it certainly feels, I feel a part of a family.
Although Marilyn's worked with people with dementia for years, she knows quite a lot about dementia. But in the beginning, she was a bit, she was a lot upset about what was going on. But now she's been in here and in the group, she's sort of eased off with the tension and things like that. It's helped her a lot. She does feel better about herself. She's got more confidence. This has sort of helped her to get out of that situation. And she goes out with her friend now at least once a week. So, yeah, it's really helped her.
I lost my wife 3 months ago, so I came to this centre and I enjoy it very much. The food is excellent and the company I keep here. And I come here on Thursdays and Fridays. So I'm quite happy here. I meet people and talk to them, and it makes a big difference to your life.
I like coming to this meeting centre regularly as possible because I meet new friends who have got similar problems to mine, which we don't think we've got problems really, but we can articulate amongst ourselves and we can encourage the other person to talk to their friends, to say what nice people we all meet when we're together.
We've been coming to the meeting centre here for about 6 weeks. Before that, Mike, my husband, used to just sit on the sofa, either watching television or fast asleep, and I could see he was becoming more and more demotivated. He had to have a bit of a push to get him here because with his Alzheimer's he doesn't like change, and he's still getting used to coming, if I'm perfectly honest. But he started integrating with other people. It's a great help to me because it gives me a chance to chat to other partners, male and female, and get their perspective on how they're coping and finding that they've got exactly the same problems as me, so I'm not on my own. And so that's quite helpful because I can get tips from them, they can get tips from me of how to help cope with things. And I think that's one of the most important things. Come in here, it gives me motivation as well as Mike.
I think when Irene, my wife, and I first came here, we were struck immediately by the friendliness of it, the place, friendliness of everybody, how wonderful it was. Very supportive, very stimulating in that it's not only stimulated Irene to do things, but also me. And we thoroughly enjoyed it.
For myself, I'd lost a lot of my confidence and very difficult to talk and find my words. But this place has helped me no end. And there's so many guys in the same boat as are using this place there. It's worth its weight in gold, I should think.
Coming to the centre has given Pamela something in life. She was getting to a stage where she didn't want to go anywhere or do anything, but she certainly enjoys coming to the meeting centre now. She has other activities that she goes to connected to the meeting centre.
One of the things I do enjoy coming to this centre is the camaraderie, and people are appreciating that we are all in the same boat and trying to enjoy our world.
We both enjoy it. We both enjoy being amongst people who have similar sort of problems. I enjoy being with carers, talking to them. Pamela enjoys being part of the centre.
Makes your mind think about other things and rather than one thing alone. And so yes, you have more contact and more feeling of enjoyment.
I think he'd lost all hope And then when he started coming here, he started coming alive and he was talking and he'd suddenly join in a conversation. I was getting very lonely, very, very lonely. Well, now I've got family here, I've friends here. I can come, I can moan, I can laugh. It's lovely.
The meeting centre has given me back time, has given me back space, and has given me back a lot of independence for myself. There's love in the meeting centre, there's kindness.
Well, I think it's had a big impact actually since Anne's been coming. She's been only here for about 4 to 5 weeks, and you can notice the difference that she's getting up and enjoying herself. She's participating and talking to people when she doesn't always do that. She's always relying on me to speak for her sometimes.
Pamela has thoroughly enjoyed herself activity-wise. She loves her artwork. She loves to come down here and encourage other people to get involved in the colouring books that are available now.
Yes, we've been doing some work of colouring books that are available in the shops, and it makes you think carefully about the shades, and you can get very involved with the different colours and shades.
We have all sorts of activities. We've done pottery, painting, drawing. We have a lady who comes in from the local library, and we talk about different books and poetry. And yeah, it's nice. It's a good variety of things to do.
Marilyn gets a lot of exercise from a lot of the activities here, which I don't think she realises that she's actually getting. And it really does help her in her situation with her other illnesses, not just the Alzheimer's.
My husband understands more about the difficulties of trying to work smoothly and comfortably and understand what's going on in my brain when I can't do things. And he can experience that with me and with many of the members here.
They explained to me about dementia, and I understand dementia more now. It means more to me. I can understand how June feels and the vigours that she goes through, and I try to be on her side to make things easy for her, but it's only because of the professional people who are undoubtedly so dedicated to the profession that helps me and helps me understand and help me live with my wife and, of course, dementia.
I find that Pamela has changed considerably in her outlook to the problem she's got, the dementia that's hitting her. She at one stage wanted to go no further or no more about it after her first tests and interviews with doctors. She said, no, I don't want any more to do with it, and cut off totally. But since coming down here, getting involved down here, she's opened up, and now she is going ahead with further tests, interviews, I don't know what you call it, but she's opened up and accepting that she needs this help from the doctors that know what they're talking about.
Made me feel more normal and accepted, and I can talk to other people who understand what we are living through and help us to accept this is the life we can live happily and confidently.
We have had such wonderful feedback from family members and members who come here, For instance, we had one family member who said she'd danced with her husband for the first time in 7 years. We had a gentleman who said his wife made him a cup of tea for the first time in years. And we also had a situation where one gentleman who initially was reluctant to come to the meeting centre actually got up one morning and just decided to come here because he liked it so much. And in fact, he forgot to tell his wife he was coming here. It's just been a wonderful time. The support that we've given, people seem to be very, very grateful for, and they said it's been great to facilitate that support. But what's interesting is also they're facilitating the support amongst themselves as well, through the peers support, through the carers discussion groups. It's been a wonderful, they describe it as a family, and I feel that is the ethos of the meeting centre, how we have brought that sort of community feeling into the building to make people feel they're accepted for who they are.
I came here the first day and I've seen it gradually progress, and I've seen people, different people come, more people come actually, and it's amazing what sort of things they did in their careers and how it's affected them, and how they're all mixing. They mix together, we talk together. It's very interesting to talk to some of these people.
As soon as I know I'm coming here, it's made my day, and I love coming here. Everybody's so kind and works so hard.
The atmosphere, we've all discussed it amongst ourselves, and it's proving so useful that we are treating each other as if we're all relatives now, and as you say, like one family.
The meeting centre is a very friendly family atmosphere where people are enjoying themselves, smiling and doing all those sorts of things, just like a family.
The thing that I find very interesting about the centre is that everybody, both people with dementia and carers, all mix so easily. It's like one big family. I can't tell sometimes whether a person is a carer or someone with dementia.
I think meeting centres are essential, really. Just from day one, I noticed a change in me. I'm a bit more relaxed about things, and I've also noticed a change in the other people of the group. I've noticed how we talk openly to each other about all sorts of things, not just, our condition.
I think it is really important that this meeting centre is very successful and opens up elsewhere.
Our research has shown that it is possible to set up a great meeting centre in the UK, based on the Dutch model, but tailored to local needs. Each meeting centre is different, but they all help people to cope better with the impact of living with dementia.